Hello and welcome to Baking with Jerica. And today I'm going to teach you how to make a giant cupcake. First, preheat your oven to 350, and for the ingredients you will need eggs, vanilla, butter, sugar, baking powder, flour, and milk. In a small bowl, add 1.5 cups of flour and 2 teaspoons of baking powder. And with a fork, sift it. In a larger bowl, next, take half a cup of butter and half a cup of milk. Take 2 eggs, a cup of sugar, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And then, with a blender, blend until the batter is fluffy. Now, take your dry ingredients and add it to your wet ingredients. And then combine them together. After you are done combining, you can now add your color. Each batch will fill one greased 8-inch pan. So the color I'm choosing is yellow. So now I'm going to add as many drops as I need inside the batter. And now I'm going to mix until I have the color I want. Now that I'm done combining, I'm now going to add my batter to my pan. Now I'm going to pop this in the oven for 15 to 20 minutes. So while we're waiting for our layers to bake, I'm going to name 3 facts about cupcakes. Number 1, the first cupcake was invented in the 19th century. Number 2, in 2012, 770 million cupcakes were eaten in the USA. In Britain, cupcakes are called fairy cakes. So now that our layers are baked and cooled off, I'm now going to glue my layers together. You can choose any filling you want. I'm choosing chocolate frosting for the filling. So now I'm just going, in the center, I'm spreading my chocolate frosting to glue the layers on. So now I'm carefully making sure it's in the center. Now I have flipped my layers upside down because this yellow is going to be my base for the cupcake. So now with a knife, I'm going to gently outline how large or wide I want the base. So I'm going to cut along here, or gently, don't want it too indented. And now I'm going to shave on an angle like this in the cupcake. So now that we've shaved the bottom, I have left this part for the base of the top part. So now you could either take another layer and cut it smaller, but I had a small pan, so this is my purple, so I'm going to now glue this on top so I can now make my top. So now that we have our top layer, we are now going to shave and round it for when it's time to decorate. So now we're going to make the icing. So I'm making a buttercream icing, and for that you will need shortening, vanilla, butter, icing sugar, and milk. We're going to add 1 cup of butter, a 1/4 cup of shortening, 2 tablespoons of vanilla, and 4 tablespoons of milk. So mix your wet ingredients and then add 4 cups of icing sugar. So this bag contains 4 cups of icing sugar. So you do not need to measure. So while we mix, we are going to gradually add the 4 cups of icing sugar. So now that we have our beautiful fluffy icing, we're now going to icing the shaved part. So you may find it easier to have it on a higher position to get around the cake. So we are going to now, with a thick layer, icing around the whole shaved part. So for our next step, we're with a spreader or a knife, we're now going to, with an upwards motion from the bottom to the top, we're going to indent it to make it look like a wrapper look. And we're going to do that around the whole shaved part to make it look like a wrapper. So after you're done making your wrapper, take your icing and make a thin layer all around your top part. Now that you're done icing your top with a thin layer of icing, we're now going, with the rest of the icing, we're now going to color it. Choose whatever color you want for the top part. I'm using creamy peach, so we're going to take a little bit and add it to the mixture. And then, with the mixer, we're going to mix it with the batter. So now that you're finished mixing your icing and you have the color that you want, you need a jumbo round tip and a piping bag. And take your icing and put it in your piping bag. So now that we have our frosting inside of our piping bag, we're now going to go around the top with the piping bag to make a swirl. So, but when we complete the swirl, make sure at the end to form a peak. So now that you're done swirling, you can now add your final touches. So you can add your sprinkles, your anything, your chocolate or anything. So I'm going to do some of these and sprinkles on my cake to add a final touch. Here it is, your final product. So now it's ready to eat or wherever or whatever you're going to do with it. And thank you guys so much for watching my video on how to make a giant cupcake. And I hope you guys enjoyed and I hope that I inspired you guys to make it. Bye!